Hey, what's going on, guys? So I haven't done one of these videos in a little while, little walking video. So just dropped off my daughter at school. Just gonna get a little workout in, but wanted to come and address the situation of the markets here because we had another fake out pump. So we had Trump announce the crypto strategic reserve that, obviously includes Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the monkey wrench that was kind of thrown into the mix to kind of get people talking was that it is adding altcoins. So it's going to have Solana, it's going to have Cardano, and it's also going to have XRP. And then other speculative assets will be in this strategic reserve / stockpile, whatever you're going to want to call it, a stockpile or a reserve. But it's really interesting. President Trump made that announcement on Sunday and on Truth Social. So he didn't actually make it on X, but obviously with how quickly stuff spreads, the Truth Social post got reposted on X all through crypto Twitter, and so that made the prices subsequently pump, and we had a major altcoin rally, and people were making jokes about, oh well, yesterday's bull run was fun, we'll see you in 2027 because it basically just lasted for about one day, and then we capitulated right back down basically into entry. So I was looking at the trades, and I was looking at my own personal trades. We caught some pretty good trades on Solana, and basically what they did is they brought the markets right back to the entry of where people were long right before the pump. And so if you think about it, how else could they do that? How else could the prices just go straight back down into entry if not the exchanges are playing the massive whale games of them manipulating the prices by flushing out longs, doing a rinse and repeat on all the traders? How are they able to do this? Well, it's because they're inside trading against their customers. So I'm convinced now that they are fully manipulating the market, and we could see prices consistently sustain and go up and just consolidate a little bit instead of seeing these massive wick candles that completely show the manipulation of these of these assets because of the nature of how these exchanges are operating. And we've seen Marty Party on a shout out to Marty Party, giving the examples of how these exchanges are, offloading and onloading all this crypto and basically dumping on their customers. The moment that, they come in, they convince the people, to come in and use their exchange and test out the leverage trading. They encourage leverage trading because they make a lot more money by you getting liquidated than you winning that big trade. So you have to think about it. It is just like a casino where the casino tables are rigged, and the casino makes way more money when you lose. You think they want to pay out everyone that goes into the casino? They let you win a little bit, but then ultimately they control the tables. They are the insider traders. But that's always going to exist unless we have full regulation, which is controversial because, to the point where everything is regulated into the ground, and we have Operation Choke Point and we have things like that. So there is a fine line, but we know that we have to play that game and know that we can't get distracted by the short-term price volatility, and we have to zoom out. We have to think bigger. We have to start to think about how can we survive longer and have more of a consistent long-term strategy instead of getting chopped up in the short term. So you have to analyze your portfolio. You have to see what are the strong altcoins that don't get hit as hard whenever we do see Bitcoin go down. Because here's the deal, like Bitcoin's dominance right now is still heavy. The Bitcoin dominance is still pretty heavy right now. We're in the 60s, it's been peaking. We've had peaks of this dominance coming in really strong. So until we get the dominance going down, we're not going to really see a true big altcoin season until we get the dominance going back down. And then we have to correlate that also with the strength of the dollar, the Dixie, the DXY. When we've seen a strong dollar, historically, that means that Bitcoin and risk, on assets are not pumping. But then when we see the dollar losing a little bit of strength, which is meaning that people are using the dollar to go into more riskier assets and they don't want to hold the dollar, then if that combines with the federal interest rates going down, the feds start to QE, quantitative ease, which basically just means loosening the grip on how much money they're going to either print, lend out, and then also the interest rates that these banks are going to be able to have and know to lend out this money. They know how much to charge their customers, they know how much money they're going to make, and they'll make more money because it's cheaper debt. So the cycle continues. It doesn't really change. It's not different this time. It's pretty much the same. If you look at the charts, and we've showed the charts before, if you watch my video where I go into the dominance and I go into how this all correlates, and shout out to Benjamin Cohen for actually really putting this all together in a really nice way, is that you have all of these figures that still are going to have to line up for us to get into where we really truly want to go. Because he mentions about the altcoin pairs like the Sol BTC or ETH BTC, any pairs that are in Bitcoin, you can see that they've just been smashed. Everything has still been bleeding into Bitcoin, which is, overall good. If you're more heavy Bitcoin and you're more of a Bitcoin maximalist and you got more Bitcoin than alts, then your portfolio doesn't look so bad. But if you're heavy alts, then you're hurting. Everything's down 90% from their highs from whenever we had this, Trump pump and election pump. So my guess is that the exchanges and the states and everything that is, rushing to get more Bitcoin for a strategic reserve, whether it be for the United States or for whatever nation state, they want that Bitcoin to be a little bit cheaper. Even if they think it's going to go to $200,000, they can't guarantee that. So they're going to make sure that they can get the best price that they can possibly get, OTC or whatever they're going to buy it. And that's what I think is happening right now. And the exchanges are part of it by rinse and repeating all of their trades and their traders and basically pushing prices as low as they can possibly get them. So then their buddies like BlackRock and all of the institutions that are scooping up Bitcoin can get the price that they want. It's the only way they can do it. That's the only way they can manipulate this price in this game, is by using the exchanges and using the market makers to flush, rinse, and repeat. And the retail is the ones who get wrecked by these movements. So how do we go into this market knowing all of this information? Well, we have to, I keep saying this word like beating the drum, we have to be patient, because what I've noticed is where I've been super impatient wanting money like right now, which can still happen. Not to say that, you know, you can make good trades and be aggressive and you know, do the thing, maybe step in the trench a little bit, dive into the trench and see what you can do. But it's quick. You have to be so quick. You have to be in, out, in, out. You almost have to think that there are sniper bots and all the things going against you that's making it, you know, they're going to be quicker than you. So you can step into that game, but know that's the type of game you're playing. And if you want to have a little bit more of a long-term play, then you just dollar cost average. You dollar cost average. You know that we're in a type of cycle where there's going to be volatility. There's going to be corrections like this. 30% corrections, 35%, 40% corrections are historically common in the bull run. When we have a bull run, we get volatility like this, and then it's to shake people out. It's to shake out the tourists, the people that are not able to hold. Perfect example, you know, my mom's husband, my stepdad, if you will, you know, I finally orange pilled him and got him to, you know, buy some Bitcoin. And he did the thing that most new crypto investors do. They look and they buy it, and then Bitcoin goes down like 5% or 6%, and then they say, well, I'm losing money. They go, I was losing money, so I sold it. And so what then would you have to tell them? Well, then you really lost because you just sold at a loss. So it happens to almost every new investor, where you invest in, then you expect it immediately to go up, and the moment that it goes down, you get scared and you sell it at a loss. And so what you have to do is you have to think about how these Bitcoin whales were able to hold through all of the noise, all the volatility. They had to shut everything down. They had to shut all the noise down, and they had to hold through massive, massive volatility. They probably saw their portfolios go zoo, 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 just like, and you have to learn to have patience and know that that is part of the game, and you're not going to get your 100x return by getting shaken out. So if you're wondering how we can answer that question, how do you fix it? How do you fix your strategy to know that there is massive whale manipulation happening and that they are trying to shake you out? Well, this is what you do. Everything that I just said, you have to have that type of patience and that type of strategy that builds up conviction. It leaves room to adjust, but ultimately you really, really have to be armored, battle tested, and this is the way you're gonna survive in this bull run, guys. All right, thank you for tuning in. If you watch this video all the way to the very end, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell to be notified, and we are gonna be bringing you guys these updates. Good times, bad times, bear market, bull market. We are here to educate you guys. We are here to inspire you guys. We're here to remind ourselves that we can't give up. We can't get shaken out, and you won't get shaken out. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.